Hey guys, my name is Avigat, and in this video I'll be writing a Java program to input two numbers and print the first number raised to the second. So for example, I input the numbers 2 and 3, so I'll be printing out the output of 2 raised to 3. So let's start with the program. First, I've already written the basic format of every Java program. I've started with import java.util.scanner because we'll be taking input from the user. Then I've written class, then public static void main, followed by scanner s equals to new scanner. Now the first thing I'll do in this program is create my integer variable. So I'll say int. The first variable I'll create is the variable to store the base value. So I'll say base. Second variable I'll create is to store the exponent value. So I'll say exp, short for exponents. And the third and final variable I will create is called ans, which is short for answer. And in this I will perform the necessary calculations, and I'll give this a value of 1 initially. Now I will write my print statements to gather input from the user. So I'll say system.out.println, and here I will say enter the value for base, semicolon, and to store this inputted value in this base variable, I will say base is equal to sc.nextInt. NextInt is a method to gather input in the form of an integer. So now that this is done, I'll just copy this and I'll repeat the same code to input the value for the exponent. So I'll say enter the value for the exponent. Here I'll say exp is equal to sc.nextInt, and this part is done. Now I can begin writing the for loop. First I'll say for, and the first part of the for loop is to create and initialize the variable. So I'll say int I is equal to, and I will basically be running the for loop for the exponent part, because based on the exponent I will be multiplying the base by itself. So let's say the exponent is 3, so I'll have to multiply the base 3 times, which is why I'll be writing the for loop only for the exponent. So initially I'll give I the value of this exponent. So I'll say int I is equal to exp. I will explain the entire for loop towards the end with an example, so don't worry if this is confusing. The second part of the for loop is to determine till when the for loop is going to run till. So I want to run the for loop until i's value is greater than 0, and the third part of the for loop is to determine if the value of I is going to increase or decrease, and in this case I want it to decrease, so I'll say I minus minus. The next thing I'll do over here is write my calculations to find the answer and store it in this ans variable. So I'll say ans is equal to ans multiplied by base. Basically this part will just calculate the answer, which is the base raised to the exponent, and it will store the value in this ans variable. And lastly I'll just print out the answer. So system.out.println answer is then plus ans. So now our program is over. Let me just explain this part. So for example, the value of the base is 2 and the value of the exponent is 3. So 2 raised to 3 will give you 8, which is 2 times 2 times 2. Now I'll go to the for loop. So initially I've given I the value of the exponent, so I is equal to 3 in this case. So because I is 3 and 3 is greater than 0, then I's value will be subtracted by 1. So I's value will become 2, and then this part will be executed. So here I'll just say I is equal to 2, and in this part ans is equal to, ans over here is 1, I've given it a value of 1, so I'll say ans is equal to 1 multiplied by the base value, which is 2. So basically the answer value when the loop is run once is 2, which is basically equal to 1 multiplied by 2. So answer is 2. Now I'll run the for loop again. This time I's value is 2, which is again still greater than 0. So I will subtract I's value by 1 again. So I's value over here will become 1. Then I'll run the for loop again. So this time ans is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 again, because in the previous for loop we saw that the value of ans is 2. So I'll say ans is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 again, which is the base value, and this will give me 4. Now I'll run the for loop again. This time, as you can see, the I's value is 1 over here, which is still greater than 0. So I'll subtract I's value by 1 again. This time I's value will become 0, and now I'll be running the for loop one last time. Over here again, ans is equal to 4 multiplied by 2, because 4 is the value of the ans variable from before, and the base is 2 from the start. So I'll say ans is equal to 4 multiplied by 2, which will give me 8. And this is the final value of this ans variable. And here the for loop is complete. because i's value is 0 over here, which is not greater than 0. So 0 is equal to 0, so the for loop will end. And here I'll just print out the value of ans, which is 8. So now this program is complete. Let me just compile this and let's check the output. Void main, enter the value for the base. Let me input 2. Enter the value for the exponent. Let me input 3. Here it shows me that the answer is 8. Let me run the program one more time. This time let me put the value for the base as 8 and the value for the exponent as 2. Here it shows me that the answer is 64, which is correct. So yeah, that is all for this video. If you want the code, it will be available on my website avigatgupta.com. So make sure you check it out. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to answer them as soon as possible. And if you learned something new, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and see you later. Bye.